Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. I'm Mapleberry, and today we are unboxing Scrawlrbox 116. I absolutely love this box and art supplies, and I do know what's inside this box because I can never help myself from watching unboxing videos before I get mine, but I still can't wait to open it. So let's dive in and see what's inside. With one little... and we're into our art supplies. Okay, wow. So we've got two packages inside the box. Okay, this is very exciting. Stuart Semple. I have seen these supplies all over YouTube, all over the internet, and you would have seen the blackest black and the whitest white, and I'm very excited by this. I can't wait to open that. Let's put this to the side. We have a smaller white package. The Scrawler zine for Scrawlrbox 116. We'll have a look at that in a moment. The art print, which is of course by Stuart Semple. Very exciting. And we have our A5 watercolour paper. Sorry, you couldn't see that. 10 sheets, 200 GSM. This is hot press. Yep, so hot press, no texture there. Let's see what's inside this one first. Oops, open this up. Okay, so we have as is standard in the boxes, we always get a lolly. So we've got a black and white lolly there. A Marabou size 16 paintbrush. A sticker, and I love collecting these. Put that to the side, and let's get to this exciting package. So, wow, okay. Inside we have a pouch of Stuart Semple Black 4.0. That's very cool. Let's put that there. This beautiful blue. Oops, it's just falling out everywhere. World's brightest white. Oh, and there's still more. And pinkest pink, which looks like, open this. Looks like it's pigment powder, but let's have a look. Yeah, it is. So we have to add water to this to create the paint. And you can also use it other ways. We have had pigment paint before in previous Scrawlrbox from another brand. But it'll be very interesting to try this one. Very exciting. Okay, let's have a look at the Scrawler zine. So this tells us all about our supplies. Sorry, I just moved the box out the way. So we've got all our supplies here. A bit about the artist, Stuart Semple. He has some very interesting work, very pop art inspired. We'll have a read of that later. Here is some of the Scrawler tips. So it says, before you start, shake them up to get those pigments mixed together. You swatch them out, add water to the pink pigment for a lighter finish. Okay. masking things off, monotone palette, mixing. And it says with the pink pigment powder, it's best to mix the pink into a paste in a separate pot before you apply to the page. Okay. And this looks like it's an exercise here that you can do to create this optical illusion, which is very cool. Some more behind the artwork and the artist. Here's a Scrawler gallery for Scrawlrbox 1114, and the challenge was inspired by. So we got all these beautiful artworks here. And then we have the top three, sorry, I can speak. We've got Ava, Crystal and Amanda. Beautiful works with, we had some acrylic paint from Royal Talons in the previous box. And this is a Scrawler Challenge Roundup. And some beautiful artworks here. I think that's Dematonati, Prim Jaws, Jen Lewis art. Really nice. Some more of Stuart's work. The beautiful colours. Really like the mix of text and image. And then we've got, and that's a Damien Hirst piece. And some artists who've pushed the boundaries. And the challenge is Ripple Effect. So this month's box celebrates a monochromatic colour palette enhanced by bold, rebellious bursts of bright, unapologetic hues. Have a message to share? Now is a perfect time to express it, as this palette is anything but subtle. Embrace the ethos of our featured artist and use these supplies to push creative boundaries. Experiment with shapes and values to bring your work to life. Okay, so I will get set up to do some swatching. We'll do some swatching and then I'll have to think about what artwork we want to create with these supplies, which we have all this wonderful paint. We have our paper and we have our paintbrush. Okay, let's do some swatching. I have placed the paint out on a palette, mixed up some of the pink, so you can see there, and let's see what they look like. Let's start with the pink. Wow, that's beautiful. Very bright and very smooth as you lay the paint down. Really nice consistency. That one's beautiful. Okay, let's wash that off. Let's try blue. That's stunning as well. Looks really nice next to that pink. It's gorgeous. Okay. Now on to, let's try the blackest black, which is black 4.0. The consistency of these paints is really, really smooth, really lovely to paint with. It's gorgeous. I can see why people like these paints. Okay. Let's have a look. I'm just washing off my brush again. Wipe that off. And they're drying fairly quickly too. Oops, maybe not that. Okay, now we've got the brightest white. How can I try that on? I'll just put that on the white paper first, which I can see, but I don't know if you can see. And let's try it here. Some of the blue and the pink, and a little bit on the black. That really is quite bright, very opaque. It's beautiful. These are lovely. Let's mix a bit of the white and the pink. That pink mixes up really easily and really well. You don't need a huge amount of the pigment powder. It is very beautiful. Add a bit of blue to that. Oh, that's beautiful too. Look at that purple. Okay, so what I need to do is go and have a think about what I want to do. Otherwise, you'll get bored watching me just play around with these paints because they really are very, very lovely to use. And I know I've said that a few times, but they're just so smooth and silky. So I'll have a think about what I'm going to do, and then we'll come back and make an artwork together. Okay, so I'm back with an idea. I had a look at some of Stuart Semple's art, and using inspiration from his work, I'm going to create a pop art style piece. I'm not a portrait artist, but I am going to be brave and place a face in the work. So I've drawn, you'll be able to see in my brainstorming, this face a couple of times. And I think I'm getting a bit better with my skills with this. But I'm going to cut this out. I've drawn this on the paper we got in the box. I'm going to cut this out and place this on an op art background. And then place some pops of colour using the Pinkest Pink and the blue. With the brainstorming, I had a look at a lot of Stuart Semple's work, which is really beautiful, has beautiful colours, and I really like the texture and the text that's in there. So I had a look at a few and played around with a couple of different ideas, and this probably thumbnail doesn't make sense to you, but this is the op art background with maybe some circles of pink and putting the face here. Thinking about putting some blue rectangles, but we'll see how we go with that. So I also played around a bit with the paint, making some marks, and now that it's dried, you can really see how black that black is. It is absolutely amazing, and it's so velvety smooth. The pink looks amazing on it, as does the white, and the pink also looks really good on that blue. I mixed it together, which I think I did while we were recording. I can't remember. And we've got this beautiful purple that came up as well. So we're going to have a play with that. I've already taped up the sheet of paper. So let's paint the black background together and see how we go.
up on at the time, but she said they both say mid-20s, kind of light blonde hair, light brown hair. We had them on deck. Look like
I'm back. So, let's see where we got up to yesterday. I think yesterday we removed the tape from this background and I had a plan of putting together an artwork on this. Since then, I've changed my plan with something a bit more playful and interactive. So, I've played around with these paints, which are absolutely beautiful, and curious to see if anyone else has noticed the actually quite beautiful fragrance that is on this blue paint. May remind you of a particular perfume. So after playing with this, I created this background. I also still really like the swatch sheet with all this mark making and the texture on it, and I created another one, and then we have the head that I made. So I added the pops of colour to this, and then we made some pink circles or bubbles. Since then, I've also made a little pair of glasses, and using the bag that came in the box, I have created a scarf. And the idea is, instead of committing to one background, that you're able to play. You can choose a background. Say, for example, you like this one, and you can put the face there, and then you might decide you like it just like that, and you take a photo and that's your artwork. Or you might decide, I want some pink bubbles in this one, so I'm going to place one there, here, maybe just scatter a few around, and you like that. That's your artwork. You might decide you want to add the glasses, so we slip our glasses on there like that. And we have a different artwork. So the idea is the artwork is temporary, it's adaptable, and you're able to interact and play with it, and anyone can pick up these pieces and create a new artwork. So I've taken some photos of these temporary artworks and already posted them on Instagram, but I also wanted to show you my idea. So we can take this and place it on this background now. Place her there, fix up her glasses a little bit, maybe put some of these. Oops. That blue is really the most lovely smelling acrylic paint. And there we go, there's another artwork there. You might take this off. And then we might play this one. And you might decide, where did this scarf go? But it looks like a bit like she's in a landscape, like in the city, on the sidewalk, and the wind is rushing past and blowing her scarf a little bit. So we put a scarf on, and that becomes an artwork. As you can tell, I'm quite liking these little pink bubbles. I'll add some more of those. And there's another one. And let's add the glasses. And we have another one. So that was my idea. I hope you enjoyed the video, and with the paints, these are absolutely fantastic. My favourite, I think, is this black. It is absolutely fabulous. I really have seen nothing like it at all. But in terms of fragrance, that blue paint is absolutely awesome. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we will see you next time.